creating a character is something that a lot of people struggle with. Here I want to give you some tips on how to develop your characters and give you the better idea of that structure that will help you build upon your own ideas. First of all, you can use simple shapes, circles, cylinders, give yourself that volume, even like a triangle, just give yourself that basic shape of a character. So they're all pretty big, they're all not looking like a character right now. Here you can use your big shape here. So we're adding another circle, we're adding another cylinder, changing the direction. We're adding another triangle, giving it up, using the smaller shapes with the bigger shape. Another cylinder. Another cylinder. And you can flip the shape. So you've got your circle, even flip it on its side to give yourself that base. Again with the triangle to give yourself that shape. So even now, yourself those hips, cylinder legs. And you see how even elongating the shape can change the way you're looking at it. Like you can still use a circle, but now it's kind of been changed. It's a circle, circle. Coming off this, bring it in. Cylinder shapes. Again, you could use bringing it out with that shape there and there. And then you just take away the inside of the shape to leave yourself a outline of your character. You can still leave these sort of ends, just sort of tell you where each thing is, but just clean it up and you have a better understanding of where things are at the moment for yourself. So at the moment we've got 3 characters, all very different shapes. Again, we can add more smaller cylinders. The end here, cylinder on top of cylinder going the opposite way. Just a couple of cylinders for the fingers over the top. And you're finding that you're able to create things. I'm not even thinking really about what I'm doing. It's just an exercise to find the simple shapes and build a character from. So now we can go in and keeping the roundness of this first character, this one here, we can keep in the idea of the circles. This could be a boxing robot. Give him those big heavy gloves. Just finishing off these sorts of shapes here. And again, you can go back in with your... I clicked the wrong thing. I clicked the right thing. There we go. And just clean it up a little bit again. Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect. These are just getting your ideas down. You can always change the shape if something's too short, too long. You can always erase it. So for me, the legs might be a little bit too wide here, so we'll come back in, and then we simply just keeping the idea of that circle again. You can shorten it down. Come back in with the circle and just bring it closer in. And then sort of using that circle shape, you can break it down a few lines to just sort of show this as a robotic man robot. Those round circle eyes. Using the circles again, just to give it more detail. Where the knuckles would be, circles where it would bend. And then we've sort of got this sort of idea of a robot a little bit. Add some scratches, sort of fighting robot. It's been beat up a little bit. So this next one, we've got sort of more of a angular thing here. So we can just take away these here. And we can go in with, again, with just keeping to the shapes. Go in with the idea of this sort of older kind of style of a robot. Everything's becoming a robot with I was just saying, you can get very different ideas. At least adding in little cylinders for aesthetics, connection points. No, it's not. Maybe it's not a fully finished robot. You can come in with the things here. Maybe even give it like a cylinder cane. Why would a robot have a cane? Just for some character. Just give it that. And then again, you can just add in sort of things to add in more designs. Chuck in some things like this. You can chuck in some rust bits hanging off, wiring from the center, from the where he's got the stick. Maybe just find little ideas, add them on. Fighting robot, Tin Man, sort of thing here, and then sort of a futuristic robot, maybe more deadly. Chucking in, so you can just add on even more triangles, floating in space. It's more futuristic. It maybe doesn't need to connect. You can give it these points on its arms from the underneath, and maybe give it some circles spinning. And it just gives you the sort of quick and an easy way to just train yourself create characters just with simple shapes. If you want me to do this again with sort of more human characters, you could leave a comment. If you like the video, give it a like. And I think if you want more videos or anything else for me to go over, I can do that too. And have a good one.